Welcome to ZiggyNo's May 2020 monthly YouTube sports card content review show. So this will be one of many episodes for the month of May. I'll be publishing probably one a day as we run through all these different subscribers. I plan to do this on a monthly basis where I'll highlight on each subscriber how they're doing, what they're doing, how their subscriptions are going, what were key interviews, key tips, great breaks, whatever they might have done that week. I want to focus on highlights for everybody. They'll be on a weekly basis, and then on a monthly basis, again, I'll go back to this whole list. If you're a content provider watching this, definitely send me a message. I'd be happy to add you to the list. You'll see I'm following content providers from the thousands to the few, like myself here. So if you like my content, please check it out. I'd love to get a subscription, and even better, ring my bell so I can send you alerts when new content comes out. With that being said, let's go ahead and get started with our first content provider to discuss. And that would be Cardboard Chronicles, 4,000 subscribers. This guy's been around for about a year. I really like his channel because he does a lot of great just interviews with people, and they're just real live. This is in his home or whatever, not like high tech, just raw interviews, conversations. I was tipped on to this guy when he did the interview with SGC director a few weeks ago, actually 2 weeks ago. Great interview. If you haven't seen it, check out Cardboard Chronicles. Give these guys a like and watch that interview. The next one I will be discussing is breaker culture. So I was in the hobby probably 6 years ago, getting into breaks, love breaks, and these guys helped educate me on what breaks were, who the breakers were, reviews of products, reviews of breakers. I am a huge fan of breaker culture. I actually wrote an article for these guys years ago. Love breaker culture. I will say their content isn't as sexy as I was hoping it would be on their YouTube channel. And I think it's because they're really still in the podcast format. If you watch their shows, right, it's Breaker Culture Podcast. So you're hearing conversations, not as sexy to me in the YouTube. Again, I am a fan of these guys. I do recommend subscribing. I suspect more people subscribe to their podcast content than are subscribing to their YouTube content. But big fan of these guys. The next one I'll hit on real quickly is Baubles and Ball Card. Great little content provider, 400 subscribers. This guy's been around, I think, about, a few months? Let's see, 7 months. So he launched his channel. You can see he kind of goes into some grading. I think he does his own little breaks in the beginning, shows you his breaks. What I like about him is he's definitely gotten in the SGC world. He's an SGC great, subber, and he gives really honest content about buying and selling with SGC. So for me, I'm not an SGC person. I'm not a fan of any one of the three. I use them all equally. I think of them like, well, I'm just going to keep it to myself. But I like all three. The next content provider I'm going to pull up is Baseball Card Collector, Investor, Dealer, in that order. This guy's stuff is gem mint, man. Actually, maybe pristine. 382 subscribers. As we follow these guys, I suspect this guy's page is going to rocket, man. This is like, first of all, he's a young guy, younger than me, but young guy who's been in the hobby his whole life, and he has great perspective and great history. Things that I highlight on his channel. He does a great explanation of the grading scale. Very good literally means very bad. He talks about the baseball card era. He breaks down chapters, pre-World War II, post-World War II, the junk wax era, the modern era. Great historical information. Gives you top tens of the most influential cards with, his opinion, but some story, very short, concise. He also does these, he started these high roller, which are done weekly, and I will be talking about these in my weekly updates because he hits on the top 20 eBay sales in the sports card community. And it blows your mind, man. It will blow your mind on some of the sales you're seeing here. So huge fan of sports card collector, investor, dealer, in that order. Check him out. Subscribe to this guy. I think he's going to be really, really hot. The last one, and if I can move my little camera here, is Broke Card Investor. And I'll say I give a shout out to Broke Card Investor because like him, I too just started my channel. He's got more subscribers than I do right now. So I hope he continues to grow, and I want to grow with him. But I like his channel because he's fun. He's to the point. I think I came across this guy on Sports Card Investor. I think he was watching Sports Card Investor and some other guys putting content together. And he's like, you know what, I'm going to go ahead. And he built his own page, and he's got some great thumbnails. And and I want to see them continue. So I hope that it gives you a good snapshot in this first episode of some of the content providers that are out there. I'm going to be reviewing a lot more, as you can see here on my subscriptions here. I got a lot more coming up here. Some of these guys, what, Flippin' Steve, High Upside Show, Hobby Hotline, House of Jordan, are probably the next guys coming up in the next episode. Thank you very much.